The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Welcome to the Shed for a special two-part session of Dungeons & Dragons run by Chris. He put together a short adventure for the rest of the cast to run through using the D&D Starter Set characters. Come join the fun and enjoy the podcast.
Hi, and welcome to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com, on iTunes, Facebook, Stitcher Radio, Google+, Bing.
You can't say Yahoo anymore.
And you can't say Yahoo anymore. We are going to have a special adventure brought to us by our DM today, Chris. And before we get to him telling us what the heck we're going to do, we are going to be reintroducing some starter set D&D characters. And we'll start with...
Hi, everyone. This is Mickie. I will be resurrecting Bree Greenbottle.
She was dead?
Yeah, well, you know, she went away
She
for
was
a while.
shelved.
Yes.
So I'll be playing Bree in this little quick adventure.
I will be playing Ferris. My name is JJ, and this is back by popular demand, I think.
Hey everyone, this is Kurt. I am playing Thorin Stormstriker, known to his friends as Thor, and I've said it before, but I am super pumped to be here because I really loved playing the cleric who always failed at healing, and whose god, Mothmar Duin, rarely thought that his spiritual weapon should work.
That's true. And I'm Joe. Because I was DM the first times we played the starter set, I am starting up with a new character, and this character is Calcidam, the human fighter. We're going to pretend like he was along with the group for at least a little while. Or you guys can just treat him like a redheaded stepchild he might be. We'll see how that works out. And to get us started in the adventure is...
This is Chris. I'll be DMing, GMing, or S&Ming, depending how you like to play it. No, Kurt's in the next
I'm sure it will be the last one. Now that you've said it.
Kurt's into that shit,
I was
huh?
going to say, Mickey's here for a quickie, and Chris is S&Ming, so it's going to be one of those days.
Bunghole.
I thought the thing with Thor was he didn't, not that he was bad at healing, he just decided, I'm not going to heal anybody.
I think that can be considered
It's like, I can heal
bad at
people, I'm
healing.
not doing that.
So are we
swing a Warhammer.
Are we picking up after the dragon fight?
It will be some time after that, I would say, simply because...
Enough time to get him
my
along
character
with
wasn't there.
in the group.
Yeah, and let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
Thor met cows in a bar. They drank a lot of beer together in a tavern, and now they're best buds.
Sounds good to me.
That works.
Yes.
Whatever it takes.
Are they butt buddies?
Not necessarily.
They're bunghole buddies.
Yeah, bunghole. They're definitely wine drinkers.
We're just going to keep that going. All right.
They're just glad that they're not drinking that horrible wine from Barovia.
Yes. Thankfully, they don't know about that yet.
Yeah. All right, do it, Chris.
We start in an indescript tavern in an indescript land.
Whatever you do, don't wait for everyone else to show
Yeah,
up.
that's probably true.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to start out in the... You have started working for the Duke in the city of Lemoore. You kind of do some odd jobs for him. Basically, things that he doesn't want his normal men to take care of because it's a little bit harder to deal with. So he doesn't want to send out his red shirt, so you guys take care of some of the harder work for him.
Is he like the Duke of Lemoore, or does he have a name?
No, he's one of the... his name's Benedict Tyneman. He's a
Benedict.
duke. He's one of the provincial dukes, so he's not...
Okay.
He doesn't run the town, but he's one of the upstanding citizens, or so they say.
And what is Lemoore like generally?
It's a small city, about 11,000, 12,000 people, so it's not ginormous like a Greyhawk-sized city, but there is civilization there, and that includes, the suburbs, countryside, the people, and certain things.
So it's a lot bigger than Fandelver.
And,
Yeah, that was
Or
a really
Phandalin,
small
or whatever
town.
it was called.
Phandalin.
Oh, that's right.
It's a city,
Fandelver.
yeah, it's considered a city status.
So we've worked for him before.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so this isn't odd for you to be hanging out at his residence.
Is he cool? Do we like him?
Yeah, he's probably like a late 30s, early 40s looking guy. Pretty cool, honorable. He's
I can relate.
he's not a jerk, Nice, treats his people nice. But he does have dealings with people that are maybe unscrupulous because he has to get
Kind
stuff
of
As he
like,
should.
kind of like us. Yeah.
done. Yeah, that's right. That's why I hired you guys.
Sounds good.
You've been called though because he needs he's kind of asking for a favor, help out one of his friends. So you've been called to his residence.
Okay. So are we all at the residence now?
Yes, unless you want to do something ahead of time.
I think I'm ready to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else I might be doing.
He brings you into a room and introduces you to an older gentleman by the name of Willem Fenrick.
I'm not used to everyone having last names.
Everyone's like,
Yeah. Chris is very detailed. He's a good DM.
Willem.
He introduces Willem as a business associate of his, and you've heard his name before. He's a respected businessman in the area, but there are rumors that he's Willem is a guild master of certain organizations, but you're not really sure. There's no definitive evidence that he's a guild master of the Thieves Guild or Assassins Guild or whatnot. But the name's known, and he's you can't really confirm or deny things. He's that type of guy. But he's definitely well respected in the community. He is a widower. His wife died a couple years ago in a freak carriage accident, and he does have a little bit of a mangled left hand and forearm, mangled in the accident.
So he was in the carriage as
Correct.
well? Are there suspicious circumstances?
Yes. He's an older gentleman. He kind of looks like, if you've ever seen the original Conan the Barbarian movie from '82, he looks like the Max von Sydow King Osric character, the longer guy, longer grayish hair with a goatee and mustache. But he's still got a decent build. He could probably take care of some stuff,
Yes. I think JJ is pointing out that if Willem is our enemy, he might be Willem the
Our
Foe.
Yep.
Now I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, he's passing notes. Yes. I believe his middle name would be Bunghole.
Bungholio.
Willem Bunghole the Foe.
Willem our foe.
So the Duke makes the introductions, and he sees himself out. He doesn't. I'm not sorry, Willem. The Duke Benedict makes the introductions and sees himself out, so Willem could have his little chat with you guys. My friend has asked you here to help me out. I know it's a favor for him, but I will be paying you to get my daughter back from these cultists that have kidnapped her a couple weeks ago. I originally thought it was just going to be the normal ransoming thing, asking for money or favors, things like that, but it's been a couple weeks, and I don't think they're really going to give my daughter back.
As long as
I can't really ask my business associates. He pauses like he's going to say guild associates. My business associates to help me out because I've had to divulge certain information and do certain things for this cult, and I'm not really happy about that, so I don't really want this to be known about. So discretion is very necessary. If you guys have a problem with that, then I'll go to someone else.
As long as the gold is good.
Killing cultists is always fun.
That's definitely not a problem.
What kind of cult is this?
The only thing I know, they're calling themselves the Cult of the Flaming Serpent. I don't really know much about them.
That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flaming
You
serpent.
sure they're bad?
Well, they might be nice. No, they're horrible. It's horrible.
Okay.
They're nice guys. Not really. I don't have much information on them. I know where the area where my daughter was taken. She's a young 12-year-old. Her name's Thomason. So I'm going to send one of my rangers along with you guys to help you guys out.
Sure, he might just slow us down.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be trying to keep up with him. And in the room comes
There's a challenge.
an elven ranger. His name, this is Galarian. You guys have seen Galarian around town. He's not in town often. He'd rather stay out in the countryside. He thinks the city is too busy and chaotic, and he's not really down with it. But perhaps Thor or Cal, you've had a couple drinks with him when he's actually in town and chatting him up about what's going on, and he gets his information from whoever you can talk to in town. So this isn't a stranger to you guys. You know him, but you've never really worked with him much. Okay. But he is known in the area as one of a good tracker. He's no Dumas, I guess, though. But
No, but that could be useful, actually, having a tracker if we're trying to find somebody.
Right. Other than that, though,
he doesn't get a share of the payment.
no, he gets whatever I'm paying
Yeah,
already.
all right.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, you guys get
as long as we establish that his cut doesn't come out of our
basically,
cut.
this is what I need. I need my daughter back, safe and sound. If there are any of her servants that went with her are still alive, some were killed during the kidnapping, bring them back. And then, obviously, since I've given sensitive information to these cultists, get rid of them if you can. Do what you can.
I don't know. We don't normally kill people.
That's extra.
Whatever it takes, like money is not an obstacle. And
Okay.
he's dead serious. I don't care what it takes.
That's what we like to hear.
Like this is guy. It's like his only child. You know, he doesn't. He's one of those. You know, the daughter's got him wrapped around the finger type of thing. He'd do anything to get his daughter back. He doesn't care what it is. He doesn't care what you have to do it either.
But is she
Bree's
hot?
very interesting.
She's 12 years old, so take it easy.
Relax.
It's like Sir Marin too old.
I think in
He doesn't
this,
understand.
in the medieval fantasy stuff, 12 is like 30.
Yeah, that's right. She's already
That's
married.
true.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know why these particular cultists wanted your daughter?
I think it was just an opportunity because they know who I am and what kind of power I can wield in this area. Because they've had me get rid of certain other factions in this region. So I think they're just kind of pushing to see what they can get out of me, and it's been a little too long right now. So I'm gonna have to start pushing back.
And I know we've got Galarian, but what do you know about where they might be? Or
I'm not really sure. I've had Galarian out looking around himself. He might have some more ideas. I kind of don't want to know too much about what happens as long as I get my daughter back and business taken care of.
So are you playing a sort of double agent thing here where you're sending us to do your wet work and at the same time you're still pretending to be, subservient to them?
As far as they know, yeah, it's business as usual with me and them. I'm not, I just...
So they don't know that you've sent out a killing party.
No, and this is... no. But this is, from what the Duke tells me, this is the kind of stuff you guys do.
So discretion
Yeah.
needs to be key here.
I fireball the shack.
Do you have fireball?
It's the Duke's
I do.
place, so he doesn't mind.
Fantastic.
Let's go blow something up.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
where
then.
should we start?
And,
probably should talk to the ranger.
and he will also mention, like, I will want you to bring back, my daughter back to a small manor I have on the outskirts of the town in the countryside that nobody really knows it's mine type of thing. So whenever you retrieve her, you can bring her there.
All right.
I don't want you guys to come back in the city.
And if she happened to have perished during this?
Then I want evidence, definitive evidence that that's what happened.
Okay. So we should chat up Galarian.
Yes. You, Mr. Tracker,
yeah.
where are we headed?
We're heading towards the mountains.
Head towards Bush Beer?
Towards the...
The Mountains of Mist.
There could be some good beer. Towards the Nula Highlands.
Just once, I would like to go to the beach.
How come nobody ever kidnaps someone on the beach?
It's hard to have a fortress on the beach. That doesn't really work.
Sandcastle.
Underground.
Sandcastle.
Just wash away.
Castles in the sand. Be the Jimi Hendrix.
So Galarian, what have you found so far? What do we know about where they might be?
Well, I know Mr. Fenric thinks it's some cult, but I think it's something else. I think they're just posing it as this cult. It's just a name they've, brewed up to scare the locals. I have a feeling it's a coven of witches. That's my guess.
Oh,
They're
witches.
May we burn them?
Indeed.
May. When have we ever asked permission
What
to
else
burn
do you
somebody?
do with a witch?
Because that's what they said in the Holy Grail. Sorry.
Dig through
Another
the
one I
ditches
haven't
and
Monty
watched.
holes.
Python. What?
None.
Are you the only geek who has it?
Apparently.
All right.
We're going to get hate
So
mail
now
now.
we have
You-
to watch
you-
The Big Lebowski and Monty Python and the Holy Grail back to back.
Wait, you haven't watched that?
Your mistake is that you're assuming she's a geek.
Well, she is. She just hasn't
She's a
realized
fair
it
weather
yet.
geek.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fair weather geek.
She's on the geek bandwagon
I'm gonna-
today.
I'm going to throw you off this bench. Keep fucking with me. Sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, Galarian, something about witches
Yes.
in the mountain witches.
Yeah, I believe these are. Have you ever heard of the Black Moss Coven?
Yeah,
Totally.
Well, that depends. Do I need a roll for it, or do I know?
Ooh, that is a good question. We haven't
They're
rolled
part of
anything
the S&M group, right?
They are definitely part of the S&M group. Yeah, make a. I don't even know what it is now for 5e. You have to
We're going to
history.
say that
Be
would be.
history?
Yeah.
I think it would be history,
Yeah.
or there's investigation might.
That'd be
yet.
history.
Investigation is
worthwhile.
searching a room.
Yeah.
Well, that's using clues to figure something
You
out.
can go to the library and investigate, I guess, but
That's
that's
true.
probably not going to work out for you.
10 worth of history for me.
I got a 2 worth of history.
I also have a 2 worth of history.
You guys are
So
awesome.
Five.
Do you have any history?
Never
Bree?
heard of any witches anywhere.
I don't have history, but I've got criminal contact, which says
That's
I've got a
interesting.
contact who acts as my liaison to network with other criminals. So I
Are the witches criminals?
No. I mean, not in the sense of you would think.
Yeah, not thieves. Guild.
Although, kind of. I mean, they're kidnapping people and ransoming stuff off, and
Well, unless
having other
10 gets
people
us
taken care
unless
of.
10 gets us something other than
Now,
we
did
might
a-
know the name.
Did a witch's contract out their kidnappings, or do they do all the dirty work themselves?
Yeah, I don't. The witches aren't doing this themselves. I think they're sending out their servants or.
So would my criminal contacts then be able to give me a clue as to who?
They got to recruit servants.
Yeah, like
you
who?
would think.
Well, I think that's
Did
why
this
they're making these
operation?
kidnappings and they're brainwashing these. They seem to be younger children too, like just not even preteen. They're like 12, 13 maybe. just
So
barely.
Willem's daughter is going to be a witch.
Nice.
Possible.
Mm-hmm.
What to kill her?
It's pretty cool,
Could
actually.
happen.
Well, we've got to intervene before she goes full witch.
Or we just wait until she becomes a witch.
Are these witches that will wear plaid skirts like in The Craft? Or are these like ugly, haggy witches? Because that's going to affect the way that this.
I don't know this
Are
craft.
these the
you're
crafts, or
speaking of.
are these?
No, these are the Black Moss Coven tends to worship. Normally, witches will worship demons and devils, things like that, or other nefarious gods. But this one, I think the Black Moss Coven tends to go even more lowball, where they're low-level devils like imps and things like that.
Like
You
My
know.
Little Pony.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Low-level demons.
Well, is there anything we should do, Galarian, before we head out, or are you ready to go?
well, this is a small group, and I'm not that I can't handle myself in a fight, but I'm really here for the we're going this way because of whatever I found out. So as long as you've got some decent healing and you can take care of yourself, I think we'll be okay.
Well,
Have you heard of Thorin Stormstriker?
I heard you just bash things with your warhammer.
I've got my
I've had a
mighty-
couple drinks with you. I know how it goes.
my mighty Warhammer Storm Starter and my wonderful healing skills. I need nothing else to start on this great adventure.
Fantastic.
Bullshit.
The thing
Sorry.
is, though, that after our adventures with Vandover, I've gotten used to traveling by carriage. Is that going to be
The horses will provide if you guys want to.
Horses?
Got your little delicate sensibilities.
Hey, I need time
I'm not
to
really
study.
much for having a wagon to pull because it's less mobile in case we need to.
Have you ever seen a dwarf ride a horse?
That's kind of
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
We can get you a mule.
Time feet can't reach the stirrups.
Pony.
I'm going to ride
pony.
on Bree's shoulders.
I was gonna say maybe you guys
Her
could
feet
share.
can't reach the stirrups either.
Maybe between the two of you.
Between the two of us, we can ride one.
You guys can each put your feet in one stirrup on either side.
Nice. You get the Eiffel Tower on the horse.
And
Side to side, not front to back, you perverts.
I mean, you could probably take a carriage a certain amount of the way, but I would say we'd leave it after a certain sense.
Okay.
All right.
Because I mean, assuming we're bringing back at least one person, but if there's more to rescue,
There's
then we
always
should
a
probably
Chavoy
help
for that.
Yeah, I think to be true to the original characters, we need to start with a wagon that's pulled by 2 oxen.
Yep.
And to get into a goblin ambush immediately.
a box in the
Immediately.
So I think we're ready to begin.
We need a
this
wagon
adventure.
for all the treasure we'll surely bring back.
and that's that was mentioned as well. Anything you find is yours to keep.
Oh, fantastic.
And Galarian, yeah,
Including
I'm
the
not,
witches.
in matches.
The witches.
Oh yes,
We can keep
No,
the
you
witches
can't
as
keep
well.
The witches.
What?
Maybe in a jar.
Oh,
You
cool.
drink them down.
All right.
Put 'em
Can
in the
we
ship.
bring some jars? What?
Jar-
And
magic
formaldehyde?
jars?
Magic jars.
Magic jars. yeah.
With witches in them.
I'm getting itchy to swing my hammer.
Is
Let's
that
go.
Is that what you named your toy?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
And it itches.
Are you opting for a wagon or a carriage, or just horsing it up?
Horse and buggy's fine.
Horse
and
and
buggy.
buggy. What the hell?
And some servants.
Yeah, he's not sending anybody but Galarian.
As long as Galarian carries your things, right, Farrah?
He's going to be the footman,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
No, he's just there to point. He's just there to point the way.
I actually had this backpack pedestal.
Oh,
Someone else can wear it. That way I can put my book up on there and read it while you walk.
Nice. So Galarian can be your scene servant.
Exactly.
Yes.
If we could happen to come across a young female bard who will sing of my noble deeds and acts, that would be superb.
Here we go.
go. You should try that sometime.
You guys ready to go? We're
Yes,
ready.
we are
lead
off.
on, lead on, lead on, lead on.
All right.
Off from Lemoore.
Yeah, you'll be heading north towards the hills and then the mountains after that. It's closer to the city. It's more of a wooded area. Then it starts breaking down when it gets closer to the hillside, the hills, hill region, the Nula Highlands, as they're called.
Galarian, is this where you live normally? You're not in town often.
No, he's out all around. I'm not always.
Galarian, is this where you? Sorry.
Good Lord.
I'm not always around these parts, but I've been up here in a long time actually.
Oh.
It's one of those things where
Oh,
I
the
don't know.
witches
There's not much
were-
up here anymore. There used to be an old monastery up here, which I think is probably where they're hiding, but I can't be sure yet until we get closer.
All right. We get closer.
Indeed, it'll take over a day to get there. Well, maybe less than a day, and it's
Can't you teleport us yet, Ferris?
Unfortunately, it's outside my realm of capability to control.
Oh, damn.
You're
How
useless.
about you,
I
Bree?
thought I lost some audio, but I guess I'm good.
I can just walk really fast. There's no teleport.
Okay.
There's no teleportation needed. What are you talking about?
Yes.
We're out in nature. You should enjoy it.
You always look like you're walking faster because your feet are so small. It's cool.
I always look like I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye out
That's
for goblins.
sizest.
Okay.
There's a lot of nasty little goblins around here.
Yeah, this is
I mean, wizards we can handle, green dragons we can handle, but those fucking
Green
goblins.
dragons?
They're horrible.
Yeah, it's-
Yes. Took care of
anything
that
that's
green dragon.
1 - 1 dies. Trouble.
Exactly.
You'll have
more.
to make camp for the night. So we just need a breakdown of who's taking watch and all that jazz.
Cows will keep watch, that's for sure.
You want to do shifts?
Yeah,
Cal's got first shift.
definitely.
Bree will take second.
He'll
Gentlemen?
stay there with his
Are you
long
okay by
bow at the
yourself,
ready.
or do you want
Yeah.
me to keep you company?
Well, I mean, we should play cards a little first.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
play some cards with Cal.
Yeah.
Perhaps
For
have
a couple hours or so.
a flagon of the ale.
Yep. We definitely had to bring some sort of provisions along.
So let's say 3 shift. Well, how many? I guess how long is your shift actually?
I would think that we would do something like 2 to
Okay.
3 hours each and then be
3
done.
shifts.
Yeah.
3 shifts, yeah.
3 shifts sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty.
Are you going to click some dice, Chris?
No, I'm gonna make you guys roll.
Oh, okay, cool. Then we can hear it.
Does the wizard get a shift?
Yeah, because I don't have any noise making dice.
I
he needs
was
to
actually
sleep.
I was going to use the spell alarm to set up our campsite.
Alright.
It lasts for 8 hours. It takes 10 minutes to cast.
That's a ritual type one.
Wow, that's a long one.
And what does it do? It lets us know if something's coming?
Yep. If a tiny or larger creature enters a 20 by 20 square.
And what does that mean? We don't have to do watch?
Well, I mean, if you want more advanced notice than a 20 by 20
Yeah.
square.
I want to be able to look 100 yards out in the moonlight to see something, yeah.
But that's a nice kind of like
Yeah,
safety net.
especially for when I fall asleep. So
Exactly.
that's going to
Exactly.
be very helpful.
So anybody
So-
crosses that 20 by 20 foot area, it turns into a mess.
It will sound as if someone takes a dinner bell to
To you or to everybody?
everybody.
here?
As it would be an audible.
Okay. That's sure to wake me up on my watch.
An alarm.
That's pretty cool.
I was totally on my watch, but I was sleeping.
So what do you want me to roll for first watch, Chris?
2d6.
2d6. I will roll these two d6s. A 5 and a 3. That'd be 8.
Who's taking watch? You taking watch?
Yes. Oh, sorry, 2d6?
So towards the end of my watch,
4.
towards the end of Cal's watch, I wake Thor up. They'll play cards for a little bit, and then Cal goes to sleep.
All right.
I've rolled a 10.
So first, second, third.
A 8, 4, and 10.
Okay. That is fine. Guess it's gonna get noisy in here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, whose watch was
Roll
it on?
initiative.
I was on. It would have been both yours, but we'll just get to it right off the bat.
Okay.
It's gonna be early,
So
so
do
everyone
we
is
get
sleeping except for Cal.
All right.
We'll say it's. I guess depending when you were going to sleep, because you were up a little bit later. This happens probably 10 minutes maybe after he falls asleep.
That's normal.
You hear, before you even hear the alarm sound, you hear some brush moving in the woods
Okay.
very quickly, though. And then you hear the alarm go off, the 20 foot, 20
Yeah.
feet out, and you can see.
So I didn't get to see it before then. Whatever.
No, it's pretty dark, and it's still heavily wooded here, even though you guys are getting closer to the hill area.
Okay.
You see, you make out maybe a dozen bandits coming in,
Oh.
like full speed.
All right.
A couple dwarves coming in. It looks like they're rushing right in on you. And then everybody hears the alarm going off like crazy.
As the alarm goes off, I'm poking Ferris and saying, "Fireball the shack."
But roll initiative, Joe.
I can do that. I
This will
have
just
a
be you
plus
for the
4
moment.
to this. I rolled a 20 for my first
You
roll.
wasted
so I
a
killed them.
20.
No. You are well not.
You need to
No,
keep
I killed them.
Yeah.
That-
Two dwarves come in and kind of bum rush you and shoulder hit you just to knock you down, just to make you prone.
So
And they
they
draw their
got, even though I rolled a natural 20 for initiative,
Yeah, they beat
and
you
I
on
heard
initiative.
them, son of a
They
bitch.
beat you on the speed.
I take back.
They had
my
already
he's a
made. They had
good
already
DM
made it.
crap.
They had already started their dead run. to
All
come in.
right.
They were rushing. It was a football
I'm
term.
glad you used the word
They
dead.
were blitzing.
Yes.
I rolled a 16, but since I have a -1 to initiative, I'm 15.
Yeah, but speaking of the blitzing, you've always seen that replay where the quarterback's able to get out of the way.
I got you.
All
I got
right.
you. But they had two guys coming in.
All right.
This is really just to knock you down.
Are you, Chris, are you going to keep track of initiative?
No, if
All right.
whoever wants
Mickey,
to do
you
that.
want to do that?
Whoever
James
wants to-
JJ's got it.
Whoever wants to
Fantastic.
get on that noise.
Got it.
Get up off that thing.
So we got some pretty good initiatives here. Joe's up first.
Well, I'm down.
Well,
first,
the
technically.
question is, what are their initiatives?
23.
23.
Son of a bitch.
So Joe's up first, and then
Actually rolled really high. Or this rolled really high. It's pretty nice.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I will. First, they just bum rushed us.
Yeah, you see two dwarves that look like they're twin brothers holding
Okay.
holding warhammers, and they're kind of standing above you. And you see a couple. It's kind of a weird group of bandits. You see a couple dwarves, a couple humans, and some elves. All the elves have bows, and most of the dwarves are carrying warhammers.
Okay. Then I will grab my greatsword and quickly say, "You have 1 second to tell me why I shouldn't kill you."
They
I
don't-
kill him.
Mouthy.
They're just like looking over you, like just trying to make sure you stay down.
Okay.
And what's everybody else doing before I have I guys start talking?
Are we
I
awake
understand.
now?
I was in my trance, so I was semi-conscious. So I rise up from my yoga position of legs being crossed and all kinds of contorted.
Ew.
Right.
Gross
I
elves.
rise up and I begin to prepare to cast a spell, but it's not my initiative. So
Okay. One of the humans speaks. Who are you and why are you here?
None of your business. And none of your business.
I suppose she's right. I mean,
Who are you and why are you here?
My name's Mason. I asked you, who are you and why are you here?
Don't you see we're just camping?
Mm-hmm.
You're just out for a walk.
Can someone else besides the halfling speak?
The
we are
halfling.
travelers, and we are here to sleep.
didn't work. Guys are noisy sons of bitches.
Well, we weren't trying to sneak up on you guys.
We've done nothing to you. We mean no harm. We're just trying to sleep and move on our way.
Are you from the city? Who are you working for?
You're really thick, huh? We told you we're just traveling.
Look, we outnumber you 3-1. Either you walk out of here alive or you don't.
Hold on, do the math. Is he right? Somebody.
I don't know.
There's more than a dozen guys here.
I don't know. Breeze like at least 3 men for their one, I think.
Definitely. She's a half more man than you are, twice her size.
Math?
What?
A couple of moments later, you see Galarian being prodded in with a couple of the other elves, like he was off a little bit out of the alarm range. They kind of push him back into the campsite.
Oh, great. You found Fred, too. Good.
That's helpful.
So, you want to say anything, Thor?
Is
They
there a de
apparently
facto?
like
Is there
short
normally a
people.
de facto leader for this group? I don't remember.
There never was.
There never was.
Not really.
Listen, I'm tired, and when I'm tired, I'm grumpy, and when I'm grumpy, I'm mean. So if you could leave us alone to sleep, that would be superb. If not, you better do something now.
Oh,
That works. Well, go away, or I shall.
We're
pump
not
you
here-
a second time.
We're essentially not murderers, but we've had a little bit of trouble of late.
With murdering people. No, we don't do.
Our
it,
numbers
but-
used to be, 5 times this, but we've had issues with people coming from the city and just laying waste. So who are you and who are you working for?
Do I look like a city folk to you?
I think Thor laid waste behind that tree. That's what you're talking about. You.
We've killed no one and have no intention of killing anyone. And have no friends who have killed any of your kind.
Are
What
you
he
working with those damn cultists? It gets in your face. Huh? Are you?
First, breath mint. Second, what
Actually, you'd be
cultist?
at my junk level, so not really junk level.
Crotch mint. You need a crotch mint, buddy.
First, you got to take care
Shower,
of the smegma.
shower, please.
Crotch mints.
You mean the cult of the flaming serpent?
If that's what they're calling themselves these days.
Certainly do not work for them. They have no love for the great Malthamarduin
Here we go.
Yeah.
or other men and gods of noble bearing.
Go Paylor.
Yeah. You heard him. What do you got to say to that?
So you're
Mr.
not working.
Push people down.
You're not working for the.
Mr. Push people down.
We are not working for
You're not one of the
cultists,
Duke's
no.
men. You're not one of Fenric's men.
Who are these
Why
people?
are they part of the cult?
Look, we're not. I'm not an idiot. I know you came from the city. We've been tracking you for a couple hours now.
Good work, Fred.
Nice.
Are you saying the Duke's men are the cultists?
No, but we've had some issue with those people of late.
So basically, what you're saying is you've had issue with everybody.
Yeah.
No, not
So
necessarily.
the problem is you.
So
if you
guys-
smell
Well, we're not
shit-
really in the. Our job descriptions aren't very polite to society.
So you get along with the witches, okay?
No, I can't stand witches.
Okay. So you get along with.
So you're not here to track down any of the people in my group. Is that what you're saying? You're just passing through.
That's what
We
it is.
are not here to apprehend your criminal organization. No.
He's got a point. We're not. Not really.
We're not here to apprehend your criminal.
And so you'd have been arrested already.
Yeah.
Right, Ferris? Right?
Pretty much that.
Uh-huh.
No,
So-
in fact, perhaps you can help us. We're looking for someone. A missing girl, and we are not exactly sure where she may be.
Found someone you have.
How much is that worth to you?
Well,
Your lives.
I mean, I am a businessman.
Ah. In the business of telling us what we want to know.
Possible.
How much is it worth, Chico?
Chico and the man.
be worth a kick upside the head.
I'll give you a boost.
In all seriousness, there's no reason we need to fight. We're looking for a girl, a young girl. That's all we want. We're not exactly sure where she is, but we think she's in the hills.
So you're looking for a
beyond.
specific young girl. You're just not looking for a young girl.
It's not that kind of party.
It's, well, I still
you kind
wouldn't
of
be
made it
that
sound like it could have
specific.
been that kind of party.
A specific young girl,
Yeah.
and we think she may have been taken by these cultists who aren't really cultists. If you could help us, we would certainly be obliged for that, and if not, then you can leave us to sleep.
I can only tell you what I've seen and what some of my brothers and sisters have seen in these parts of late. The cultists, which I don't think they're cultists either, I think they're whatever happened to those monks up in the monastery up in the mountains probably went bad a couple of months ago, because that's when things really got weird.
It's when the Abbey showed up and started turning them into different weird crap.
Yeah. Some of my people have reported seeing a serpent creature wandering in the woods. I have not yet to see that. I'm thinking they're just drunk and crazy, just seeing things because they're fearful of these cultists. But the only thing I know about these monks, they don't look like monks anymore. They're been mutated, twisted somehow, warped. I don't know. They're not like they're dead, not alive either. I don't know how to describe it.
Have you seen them?
No, I've only heard reports that some of my people were brought back, but we're also missing people as well.
Well, if you're missing
right.
people, and we're missing people,
Well, I'm not going up there. It's
Maybe
not worth
we
our
could
time. Like I said, we had over 100 members, and now we're down to about a dozen or so. And most of that's because I don't know. I don't know what Fenric has against us. We haven't really tried to raid any of his businesses lately, but I know I recognize some of his men that have come out here.
Well,
Well, not us.
Well, if you would be so kind as to unhand our man and
He didn't. He doesn't. Oh, wow, they
They
didn't
knocked him
grab
to the
up on him.
ground.
They kind of just pushed him back in the camp.
it's felt me up a little.
No, I meant what's
Galarian. Yeah, they just kind of
Galarian?
pushed him.
Galarian.
Because he was out
Yeah.
away from camp, and they just kind of like stirred him up and pushing them back in the camp.
So the Fenric's men who've been killing you, is this perhaps because you've been bum rushing them and tackling them, or is it,
No, that's what I don't get. We've not had any issues. We'd be sure to stick away from him. He's not a man I would like to cross.
Interesting?
Well, we wish you well with your banditry, and
Your banditry.
Have fun storming the castle.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're
You know,
definitely not storming any castles.
maybe you should find some people that aren't your brothers and sisters, and have more babies to build up your ranks.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Perhaps if we take care of this problem for you, like the men that we are, perhaps you
And
can find it
woman.
in your hearts to reward us on our way back down the hill.
Hey, I'm all for that.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
You could
Then
always
just
reward
go
us with your
away.
hearts.
Just keep it in mind.
Yes.
Something to think about.
Shoo, be
We'll
gone.
leave you be, but yeah, we're not paying you anything either.
Good.
They're not much use to us, then I think we should go to bed.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
night.
good.
All right, get away. Shoo.
Shoo, go away.
Set the alarm clock again.
Yes, sir.
Can you do that, actually?
No.
And now, no.
I guess we'll just have to pay attention and watch now.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying. I just didn't do very good at it.
Those stealthy dwarves.
Oh, yeah, you heard him coming a mile away. There was no sneaky on that.
All right. So what's next?
You could go take your next shifts. Nothing happens on Thor's shift, and nothing ends up happening on Bree's shift.
So,
All right. So it doesn't really matter, but we're rested,
Yes.
and we'll head up into the foothills.
Yes, correct.
I assume we're following a road of some kind, a path.
Kind of, yeah. It's not really something you would take a wagon all the way up into the mountains, but you can take it through the foothills and as close as you can get it. Then you're going to have to leave it. And horses might work for a little bit, and then it's going to be too hard for them. You'll just have to do the small footpath that the monks used.
Okay. So are we heading
So
towards
not-
the monastery? Is that the plan?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where
That's
Fred,
Galarian. Yeah,
Yeah, that
Fred.
guy.
Why is it Fred?
because I wasn't going to use people's real names and
Oh.
bandits. He
Gotcha.
called him Chico.
Okay.
I called him Susan.
It happens. What are you going to do? I'm very wary of Galarian now. For such a great guy, he was grabbed easy. Didn't give us any warning.
yeah.
Well, he's not much the counter, guy. He's more just like,
Well, there's not much for hiding on his own either.
well,
Well, so the main takeaway is that something may be going on with this Willem Fenwick that we're not sure about. But
Yeah.
Well, we kind of knew he wasn't a nice guy to begin with.
look, just because he has a mangled arm doesn't mean he's got evil in his heart. Like, why did we jump to this conclusion?
It doesn't mean it automatically.
because you're
but-
jaded role players, and that's how it's going to be.
I mean, he's lost his little 12-year-old daughter. I mean, he could be lawful good and a worshiper of all that is light in the world.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Or
Or,
Maybe
Or-
he worships Baylor. You never know.
it's-
So I would suggest that we put Galarian out at the point, and I'll come
Continue.
behind him. And are we at the point where we're heading up the footpath?
Yes.
All right.
You have to leave the wagon for sure. The horse, it's up to you if you want to take him any further up, but they will have to get left eventually.
Okay.
They stink. I'll leave mine.
Yeah.
I'll eat him on the way back down.
you're,
you
done,
guys-
you're done carrying it?
So you guys had the wagon with, we'll say, 2 horses. Did you have multiple other horses as well? Like you're riding, or everybody just dumping in the carriage wagon?
At some point, we're going to leave everything, right?
No, but I want to say, what did you decide to bring? You had the carriage with its own 2 horses,
Right.
or did you guys just have that, or did you want you a horse and you a horse as well?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, 2 horses.
I mean, the
total.
band of minstrels may have had a horse. I'm not sure.
You just got 2 coconuts and you're banging them together.
ow, ow.
Oh, all right, yeah. JJ will be out of the shed for a few moments.
No, I need to know if you have just the carriage horses or both.
I think we probably would have had 1 or 2 horses aside from that,
Okay, just want to make sure.
just in case somebody needed to gallop up ahead or behind or something like
Because
that.
Galarian will try to travel on foot as much as possible.
And that's fine, yeah. I would expect him to. It's much easier for him to get caught that way.
Of course,
Good thing is you're not bitter about that.
No, not at all.
he never said he was that kind of guy. Elf, He just
Hey.
knows. You just find where he needs to go, and that's it.
All
Sure, you're
right.
getting paid much more than him. Never mind. Okay, up to the mountain, the monastery in the mountain.
Ferris is in a trance for a while.
What's the weather like, by the way?
It's going to be colder up the mountains, but it's a little more abnormally cold than it should be in these parts.
Huh.
And there's a light, like a flurry starting to happen the higher up you go.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Witches. The witches are responsible for this weather. It's colder than a witch's normally cold.
Heat.
What?
It's colder than a witch's hoo-ha.
The way the
Got it.
monastery is set up, it's built into the mountain, but there's a little, I guess, like a open area where there's a wall, and then it's like kind of like an open air area with some buildings, and those buildings are right up against the mountain, so there's more rooms in each side of the mountainside. Would it help if I gave you guys a map?
This is actually our new base once we clear this out.
Is this going to be our new,
Sounds pretty good.
the new base of operations?
I like it.
It is pretty nice because it's nobody uses it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That's very nice.
And we can clear it out
It's
and,
very
and
nice.
enslave the flaming serpent and make it our protector and just have a super base.
Or
Is your god going to be
just,
okay with that?
thinking,
Oh, yeah, why
we
not?
could kill the serpent.
Oh,
Just
Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
we'll cross that bridge when we get to
So,
it.
all right. So to be clear,
Shall I give you a
yeah.
map?
Do you have one?
I could. Yeah, if I want you, I could email you one. You could just draw it.
We could share it. But in the meantime, go ahead and continue describing stuff.
Right. So it's built into the mountains with a courtyard between the sides. Is that kind of what?
So it's like an open area, and there's certain buildings in that area, and then the side buildings up against that are jutted up against the mountain sides.
Okay.
Now those are small buildings, but those go into other areas within the mountain on each side. So this is built maybe 100 years ago by the monks in this area.
Is it safe to say that our approach would have been seen? Like, is it out in the open, or could we have approached?
They're gonna have, if somebody's watching the walls, they're gonna have vantage over you easily. You can't.
They're going to see
unless you decide to go around and over the mountainsides and come in.
They're going to see Galarian regardless.
But that's not. It would be something you guys wouldn't have enough information on to go. Oh, we know how this is set up. It's
Got it.
Kind of like how when you get there, you kind of see how it's made up.
Can we see anyone like on the walls or
No, it's
totally deserted?
very quiet. Yeah, it
appears to be deserted.
Yeah. You don't hear anything, and it seems like it's completely deserted. I'll fire off the map. I'll just send it to you, Joe, and you can put it wherever you want. Stick it where you want.
Well, if you want to look at AirPlay, you might see it. Anyway, you're on a Mac. If you want to try and share it that way.
So what's the plan?
No.
Do we approach stealthily? Do we just walk up like we own the joint?
That never happened.
Yeah, so basically you have a long pair of steps going up, I wouldn't say 100 yards, but yards until you see this huge wall, and then there's an opening, a gate, but it's open. It's not, there's no doors on it. It's like an open, walkway.
Okay.
All right.
Thorin doesn't do stealth particularly well.
So,
Yeah, what kind of armor is everybody wearing, actually?
I know I have
I need to know that for other reasons later.
Yeah.
disadvantage on dexterity stealth.
I really just
checks.
need to know if you have metal armor.
I have chainmail.
Okay, that's... Yeah.
I have a chainmail made out of some type of metal that will not be affected by what you plan.
So it's
whatever
plastic,
it
perhaps?
is.
Yeah,
Maybe
PVC
some high-
pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevlar.
It's as tough as...
Kevlar.
Actually, yeah. That would work out. It'd be pretty nice.
Bree is wearing some
Bree's got
combination of-
leather armor.
I was going to say leather and vinyl.
As long as it's not
Yeah.
metal. And are you wearing...
Studded.
I'm assuming you have like a leather underneath the
And
chain,
ripped.
or you just...
Oh,
you're like bare skin
Yeah,
chain. I'm a
no,
tough ass.
otherwise it chased
I mean,
my
you are a
nipples.
dwarf, so you might go there.
Maybe you like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe you're
no.
into that kind of thing.
I don't think Ferris
He
over
probably
here
doesn't
has.
have
No,
much
he
of
doesn't
anything.
have any armor.
Pretty sure
Yeah,
he's
he has
just wearing
either
a
nothing
robe.
or... Yeah.
He wears a loincloth.
Hey, that's
And a,
kinda
and a
where-
robe.
It's kind of wonders where he's pulling his spell components out of,
He only needs one.
I only need my rod instead. All right, map's coming to you, Joe.
Uh-oh, what'd I do?
You broke it.
I emailed it to you because that's where I was already in.
So are we
That's fine.
rolling up on this
Yes,
fortress?
Are you being... So you can't really... I guess you're not worried about stealth, but...
How long is the staircase? Is this like a big, long, sweeping?
Yeah, it's less than 100 yards, but it's pretty far up. And like the mountainsides get higher as you go up. And then at the top is a 20-foot wall. And there's maybe a 10-foot opening where a gate would be, except there's no gate. There's no door there.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're just strolling up.
All right.
So doesn't appear to be any back entrance, side entrance, or we really just want to roll up to the front door? And
Yeah, I mean, nothing you would know about offhand. It would,
Well, yeah,
and it
we
might
could
take
take a
days
look.
to find that.
Oh.
I mean, there could be, depending if they have some type of sewage system or something like that, you might be able to find something.
We might be able to have Bree
But that could be days
sneak
trying
up,
to
at least peek in before we get
trying
there.
to figure that out.
I could do that. Do you want me to go stealth mode and try to
She's kind of small.
see beyond the gate?
Yeah, I think you should just
Whatever you
sneak
want.
ahead of us and see if you can see in before we actually get there. But the rest of us will not be hidden.
No.
Asps, very dangerous. You go first.
Okay.
Makes
Sounds
a lot of
good.
sense.
So you have to make a stealth.
Do I have to
check
do a
for
stealth
it?
Yeah,
check?
if you're trying to be sneaky, then you try to be sneaky.
Awesome sauce. That would be 20, actually, because my stealth is awesome.
That's pretty freaking good,
Plus
actually.
10 to stealth? Mm-hmm. Nice.
I didn't even see her start to stealth.
I am that good.
Damn right.
All right, you can make your way up to the opening, and as you peer through, you see a pathway, and it seems to be a little more snow up here. It's barely like a light dusting on the ground.
Do I see any tracks?
No, looks like this has been untouched. You see a pathway that's got poles on the side, about well, almost as tall as you, I guess. Like
Again with
and
the
you could,
short
they'd have
jumps.
little lanterns on top of them, and there's like a kind of just you see some buildings off to the sides that look like they go into the mountainside on each side, and you see
Yeah, so that's
two statues. There's a small building. It's like just a little entry foyer. A small building with two statues next to it, and on the ground you could see two bodies look like monks. Now, monks in this sense is more of just a religious term, as like they're monks, but doesn't mean they're monk class. Okay,
okay.
So if I just
So they chant and stuff.
yeah,
They
so if I
don't-
describe any of these monks, some might have armor, some might be wearing normal clothes. It depends. So it doesn't mean they're monk classes. They're just religious guys. You see two bodies on the ground, and they look like they're dead. They look like they're sleeping. Their faces are twisted in like this grimace of agony, kind of like if you ever seen the movie The Ring when they opens the closet and like,
Oh yeah,
and their
that's
eyes are
creepy.
glazed over, kind of like glaucoma almost. It's like the frozen eyes,
Like a
and their
doll's
mouths
eyes.
are full of dirt.
That is not a good sign.
What's full of dirt? Their mouths.
Their mouths are full of dirt.
Mouths are full of dirt.
So I did get this map up here, Chris. Can
So
you just
you're
tell
at number.
what?
So right-
She's at number 12.
Right
So
here.
we're at 12. We're at that entrance. Okay.
Do I see like anything around the bodies that would lead me to believe there was a scuffle here,
No,
or
it looks like they just kind of
just keeled over?
Yeah, just all right. It's a good spot.
That's not
I'm gonna lay
good.
down, take a nap,
And die.
So looking around, do I see
and die. Yes, apparently.
anybody else?
No, it looks barren. Doesn't look like there's been any usage of any of these the pathway. These guys don't look like they look like they look like they're dead, but they don't look like they've been rotting.
Mm-hmm.
So they but they just look. Their skin is still like grayish and twisted though.
Can I tell how? Well, first
You're not
This
there.
is her. This is what she sees.
Sorry.
So you can see those outbuildings and what's connected to the mountainside, and there's a garden beyond like the little section you're in. You could kind of see a pool off in the distance, and it feels even colder up in this area as well.
So I like pull my little cloak closer around my body and
Hey,
just
what's
like
with the little jokes?
I know, right?
God.
I pull my full size cloak closer around my body.
My human-sized cloak that it's dragging behind me.
Yeah.
I keep tripping over it.
Can I examine the bodies? Like I don't want to touch them. I just kind of like
You
use
just want to
this-
like kind of move up and get a closer look.
Mm-hmm.
One guy looks like he's wearing some type of armor. He's got weapons on him. Other guy just has a couple weapons on him. They have grayish skin's kind of grayed. Eyes are kind of like looks like they're wide open, but they're like glassed over, like frozen, like a glaucoma almost. And their mouths are like almost wide open. That twisted grimace of agony, and it's full of dirt.
no defensive wounds.
No, they look like they were not murdered or beaten upon.
Got it.
There's no blood anywhere.
I'm going to haul ass back to the group and explain all this.
she just starts rolling down the stairs.
Just playing something. You trip over your huge cloak.
My huge cloak.
And fall down.
It just billows out behind me as I run.
I almost wanted to, make a
that would be pretty cool.
acrobatics check to see
The
slipping down
billowing cloak
mountainside.
behind you would look pretty cool. Yes.
Slow motion. As the
So you tell us
wind
it was
pushes it.
clear enough that we can join you.
I would tell you guys there's something really weird at this monastery. I came across 2 bodies. Go through the whole description. They look like they died in agony, but their mouths are full of dirt. I couldn't see any defensive wounds, so whatever killed them struck them down without them realizing. I couldn't see any tracks, and the place looks deserted. So we need to enter on high alert.
And as much as you know about the monastery, it hasn't been here that long. It's considering, time. 100 years is a long time for humans.
Yeah.
Elves, not really. But you don't know much about who started the monastery or what had happened, and why these guys have this problem.
Can I check, assuming that we're up there now, can I check the bodies, one, to confirm that they're dead? And
You know something about medicine.
I do.
Yeah, you're a cleric.
And you're a cleric, you should have some type
Well,
of skills.
that's
You got
the thing.
skills?
I want to make sure they're dead, and if they are dead, if I can determine roughly how long they've been dead for.
Okay.
And if they are dead, I'd also like to scoop out the dirt from in their mouths and see if there's anything unusual.
Okay.
You can taste it.
You're weird, aren't you? While he's doing that, I want to keep an eye out on the walls and crenellations. Are there No, this is a monastery, not a castle. But keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary.
I would do the same. Kels would do the same thing. Keep an eye out with the bow ready.
What kind of medicine-y type of skills do you have? I might
Well,
just
there's
have you
one
roll.
called
I might just
medicine.
have you roll investigation,
I've got
but
+7 to medicine.
all right, I'll let you roll that instead of investigation, just to pick up some clues.
Okay. I rolled a 17 plus, I think, 7 would be 24.
That's definitely
That's a ton.
very good roll.
Yes.
Okay, these guys look as if they look dead. Like you'd think, man, this guy's totally dead. But they're not rotted, so you can't really get a good sense of timing, like when they died. And then the thing with the eyes is kind of weird. Never seen that before. It's not necessarily glaucoma. It looks like that, but you definitely think it's unnatural, like very much unnatural. And the dirt in their mouth, when you scoop it out, it's kind of wet, almost like it's fresh dirt, and not from this region. It doesn't really make sense.
Hey, Thor, what does it taste like?
I won't go that far.
Gosh.
Disgusting.
Doesn't Martha Moore protect you?
He very well may,
I
but
thought Martha Moore was of the earth, right?
some travelers.
Yeah.
That's the god you worship? Is that-
Mothmarduin, the
Moth
dwarf god of
Marduin.
wanderers, travelers, and outcasts, and those who move among strange lands and foreign people.
Well,
the
like
great
this dirt.
Mothmarduin, who gives me my healing powers,
But
who
this
guides
dirt-
my spiritual weapon.
This dirt is a traveling dirt.
That's true.
Did
It
you
totally
ever
is.
think, Thor, did you ever think that maybe Moth Marduin doesn't listen to you much because of how you address him? I wonder.
Well, it's possible he doesn't listen to me because he
You just
doesn't
call him
exist,
Moth.
but I can.
Just call him Moth. What's up,
Yeah,
Moth?
that conflict, yeah.
Just wondering.
But faith comes from action.
Yes, it is eerily quiet. Every once in a while, you'll catch like the wind will make a howling sound because it moves through the monastery and the mountainside.
I like to slowly step towards the entranceway. It looks like there's a couple steps up.
When you come into, that's a separate building.
We're there.
So you're coming through the gate when it goes up and then it's completely flat after that.
Okay.
Now certain buildings might have steps up into a building if they're off the ground. That's not all of them though.
It's not. It isn't closed, right?
No,
there isn't
that
a
is
door.
like-
or
yeah, those are
anything?
wooden doors, but they're kind of not really made. It's just an open building, right? It's not really made to like keep anything out. It's just kind of for a look. It's very ornate wooden doorway. But they're easy to open and close.
Is there a need for me to check for traps?
You think so?
I would think I would check for traps before you try to open that door.
Definitely.
What's that?
Oh God!
Oh, I rolled a 2.
No, I don't think you should.
You're pretty sure there aren't any traps on this door.
Yeah,
Pretty confident.
pretty awesome.
Or you think you found one.
I love
and we're
how everybody
gonna
gets
spend
super
the next 2 hours.
Super paranoid.
Everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a small like waiting room. Has benches and stuff. Some little screens with artwork on them. It opens up into a garden. Has a small pool in it, and you can see off to the right side. There's some couple more bodies laying dead. You also see a body in the pool
Ew.
Ew.
floating.
Is that a statue off to the right of the water?
That is not there. That's just because the map had it.
Oh, okay.
So anything that looked, there's like 3 or 4 of those, I think, on this
Okay.
map. Those aren't there.
But the bodies are.
The bodies are there, yes.
Same state.
Yeah,
As
from
the
what
person?
you can see, the two, it looks like 2 more monks. The person in the pool does not look like same type of clothing. It's face down, floating in the pool.
Should we
Thor,
fish it out?
Another one for you to check out.
Absolutely. Can I tell how deep the water is? This is a shallow pool.
It's very, maybe 3 or 4 feet, depending. Maybe 4 at the very middle. It's a little more shallow and goes down a little bit.
4 feet is when you're a dwarf.
That's
I'll
really
help you
Hells.
fish it out as long as you're grabbing the coins while we're getting out of there.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
There should be some coppers around at the bottom
Exactly.
of this.
Yeah. So if you can pull them out, I'll check them out.
Taking your wishes back?
Oh, yeah.
This is my wish. I'm taking it
I've
back.
never wished
I'm taking
this.
them all back.
And then can I check to see if there's anything
So
different
you
about
pull.
this guy?
But yeah, I'll go, like take the end of my bow where the string meets the bow and wrap it around his wrist or something and start pulling
Oh,
him
okay,
towards
yes.
the
I got you.
shallow,
And just try to
right.
drag it
Yeah.
out.
I'm not going
Gotcha.
to walk all the way in.
All right.
Because that may have been
So you
what
got a
killed
body
this.
on the side of in the garden area, face down,
Yeah.
with some green brownish clothing, some leather on, no weapons.
That's the one from the water.
Yeah, they had scabbards, but there's no weapons in them.
Bree, you ready for a jump scare? I'll flip him over.
No.
Okay. We'll let Ferris do it.
Oh, Ferris is floating there. You want to flip him?
Can
No, I would flip him over
yeah, flip him over
so
and
that
check him out.
so that Thor can check him out.
You flip him over. It looks like the body's been here for a few weeks now. It's definitely decayed, but you could definitely tell it is the body of Galarian.
What?
That's why he was so easy to capture. He's dead already.
So where isn't he part of the group right now?
You didn't notice him come in with you guys.
What the hell?
That's kind of freaky.
That is freaky.
And it looks like you could definitely tell this guy's been in here for a few weeks. You can't show more than 2 or 3. You're not sure, but you can even pull. Now, if you could check, those are his real ears and all that jazz. That's definitely him.
So the Galarian that's been with us is not the real Galarian.
So this
Spirit,
is the real
Imposter,
Galarian.
shapeshifter,
Something.
That's kind of creepy.
doppelganger.
Loot the body.
He doesn't have
Absolutely.
anything left on him except for his scabbards, pouches. He has some traveling gear like rope and things like that. Nothing of any worth, like money wise.
Okay. No clues either.
No, he looks like he was killed though. He was stabbed multiple times in the chest.
No dirt in his mouth or mud because he's
No
been
dirt in his mouth. No. His face is normal except just like I was murdered and dumped in a pool of water weeks ago.
Okay. Don't drink the water.
Yeah, there was no blood in the pool though.
So where he was killed somewhere else and dumped here.
See?
Keep exploring.
Yeah.
And that will I want to end it right here. Actually,
Yeah, we
place to
we can
stop.
end it just as JJ comes back in, so he can say bye if he wants.
All right, we'll pick up here next time.
Yes, we will. For now, everyone to say
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening.
Very creepy adventure.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.